Hey, what's up everybody, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of 7 Days Since Origin. So today's video, guys, we're going to be going over the dev notes here, in which this is going to be going over the current update that's happening, as well as some things that are coming in the next update. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. So as per usual, the devs themselves are talking about the Star Guardians and appreciating us as per usual, and they're also apologizing due to some of the welcoming experiences were a little bit lackluster. So they're trying to at least go ahead and acknowledge that, and at least tell us that they are trying to make efforts to really go on over the shortcomings that happened with this here. They end up stating that they even know, even now during the 100 days in, that they did fall short on plenty of things going there, and they're going to try to be better going forward. But it is thanks to us, of course, that they're able to do so. So we are going to, of course, enjoy the game as much as they're continuing to support it and pretty much go over everything as well. Well, recently we did do a little bit of a feedback type survey for them here, and it was a ton of different opinions that they are looking forward to. So they're trying to fix everything that we've been going over, and they're going to try to show some of the major content coming out in version 1.7. Well, in 1.7, obviously, they are preparing a new region and a new main story with brand new content. Some of this is going to be weapon-specific equipment presets, which is something that we've been really waiting on as well. This is going to be fantastic to actually have. However, switching engravement equipment, armor, and accessories every time you change weapons has been a little bit of a problem. They're going to be going ahead and trying to make sure that can be pre-configured as well, as which will automatically change with the weapon that we're going to be able to have. So loadouts are going to be something that's going to be able to come out very soon. So eventually we're going to get more things like that very soon. Alongside with these, of course, we have some other things such as combat view assist here, where with our hero skills as well as the combat effects, they are going to obviously try to turn this down inside of mid battle. Many of us notice this, that of course, whenever we're using combined attacks or anything like that, it makes it very hard to see some of the bosses, even if we have our visuals off for other players. And so they're going to try and make sure that they're able to address this and make it so they can at least turn down some of these effects, which is going to have a combat view assist option, which will be in the settings area that allows us to prioritize seeing the monster silhouettes, party members, and other different features. This is going to be very cool for us because then we can finally have a lot less screen clutter to some extent. And even if it is still the screen clutter that's there, we'll at least be able to see the monster on the off chance that it's charging you or doing anything else. So that is pretty darn good to actually know about that. So a lot less people end up dying inside of raids due to small inconveniences. Afterwards, we have the new content, which is the new raid being Deep Spider Nest. Now, Deep Spider Nest itself, we already had a huge structure for it here, but we're gonna have that original structure and have some new areas and routes. So unlike the Tyrannus raid where everything was just new and they have fixed locations, in here you have to actually go dive and find locations. Now, I find this actually pretty awesome to do, especially if they are just random and have different spawn points, because one, it's never going to be the same area, right? It's not going to get old when you're carrying people. It's not going to get old when any of that stuff. You will actually have to go in the raid and go find the raid mobs, which is really cool to me. It's kind of more of like a, you want the treasure, right? So it's more like a treasure hunt. So at this point, you always are looking for that monster that's guarding said treasure, or technically by killing it, you get the treasure, which is pretty darn awesome. I do find this very interesting here that we're going to be able to track down said monsters, kill them, and we get said rewards, which is quick, which is awesome. But all we have to do is quickly locate all the elite monsters, which are going to be in different locations, and then of course kill them. And the final boss will have some new attack patterns. Along with this here, they will have a pledge system off bat, which is going to be different from Tyrannus' raid as well. So that's going to be very cool to actually have. They're going to be giving us a Mystic Key recharge as well on the update. So I will suggest you guys to go ahead and use your keys today if you get the chance to. And after you use them today, we'll be able to at least figure out some things later on. But that's a good suggestion for a lot of you guys who are here. So if you want to go ahead and actually get some extra things out of this week, be sure to use your keys and then go ahead and get them back on the update day. So that will be really good to go ahead and do. Now, After this here, we're talking about Knighthood Boss Battle. Now, this has been something that I've been finally excited about, where we have Knighthood here. And boss battles are going to be done either solo or in a party. It's going to give us some things to actually do here. And it is going to be like designed based on some things with raid / time junction here, but it's going to be less demanding. So obviously our whole point is just to have some good team damage, team comps here to just get better scores. And then all Knighthood members will be receiving weekly ranking rewards, which will be really nice to actually see. Something to just flex as a Knighthood member, which is pretty darn awesome also. So that's always cool. Then they have some things that are currently in development here as well. Some large scale boss battles that are going to be up to 5 players or more. And later on some original quests that will have some memorable scenes from the actual anime. So now we're starting to dip into more of the other anime of 7 Deadly Sins itself, which will be great because this can give us options of either OCs from Grand Cross or even just newer characters from the anime itself, which will be very nice to actually see down the road. I think this is a really good thing for them to finally tie into, especially seeing a lot more players want to see a ton more Grand Cross related characters, or sorry, not Grand Cross specifically, 7DS related characters, such as like Monspeed, Terrieri, all those characters that we know and love. Those are characters that are Zeldris. Heck, I want to see that more than anything. But all those characters that we know and love, we are willing to see, and they're going to be trying to make at least some side stories or at least some side quests that remind us of the anime. If this is possible, that means more characters could potentially get into the game a little bit quicker, which is going to be fantastic to finally actually see. But this is all the things that's currently in development for content, which I do find it very nice that they're just really starting to dip their toes into doing things ahead of time. Now, the one thing I will ask is, please, can we lessen the amount of what's it called, pushbacks here that we do get quite often. But other than that, that's about it. But before we go ahead and just close it on out, I do have to say I'm very excited that the devs are really trying their hardest for this stuff. It does make me proud to finally see this happening here, and hopefully we continue getting something like this as well. Now, it does say as a closing, they said that they have some things for their for a token of their token of their gratitude here to all of us, due to us actually sticking around for the 100-day anniversary. Thank you. This is going to be a thank you gift where we get 1,000 star fragments, 2 radiant potions of charm, and 30 fruit and meat pies. I know for some of my speedrunners out there, or some of my players who just love to try to hit the leaderboards, those fruit and meat pies are going to be very handy. So, I mean, like, who's not going to love that? We get that on I think we get it immediately, but it's only going to be available to August 5th. So if you're a person who's not going to start till like after August 5th, well, you won't get this. But I would suggest a lot of you guys who are considering starting to start earlier so you can get that out of this instead of waiting on August 5th. But overall, I think it's a pretty nice dev note. This is pretty good. Nothing crazy was actually like thrown out of the loop here, and I am excited about that raid a lot. I do love the like randomized spawn stuff. Hopefully they do that a lot more often. Pretty much acknowledging and trying to influence you to actually explore the raid a lot longer and take a lot longer with your runs, which I do like. That's pretty awesome. But you guys let me know how you feel about it down below. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp. Peace.